Well, I know it can't be Vanilla Ice, so that's...
It is Vanilla Ice! It is Vanilla Ice!
Are you fucking serious?
It is! Mr. Robert Van Winkle!
Oh, that is
yes! Come on, Eric! Come on, give me a high five! Yeah!
Wow.
Recorded live from Studio 12A in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. You're listening to the Josh and Friends Podcast.
Thank you for tuning in to the Josh and Friends Podcast. I am your host. My name is Josh. And this week, Mr. Erik Tapia returns to the program. And we'll be discussing a number of different topics, including an update on some recent bands that we've seen in concert, our thoughts on the new Vince McMahon documentary, and some fun Halloween topics to celebrate the upcoming holiday. So let's get right into this and help me welcome back to the show. He is the self-proclaimed satanic Hispanic. He is my buddy, Mr. Erik Tapia. Erik Tapia with the chops.
Yeah, bringing it back.
That's good.
Bringing
dude.
sexy back.
Looks good. Looks good. I'm gonna. You know, you remind me of Elvis, circa 1976.
While he was on the toilet.
Oh, not 77. Yeah, you remind me of Elvis in the casket.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Not
really what I was going for, but you know.
Well, yeah, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I mean, you know me, I like to try out new styles every now and then. I was like, I wonder how that would look, so I just went for it.
New styles, new drinks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Have you tried these before, or are these
Nope.
new? Are these brand new?
Nope.
Oh?
Josh and Friends Podcast, not sponsored by Arizona Hard Tea. Spiked hard tea.
People would be shocked that it's not, because it's, right.
Yeah, if,
right here.
if anybody would be their sponsor, it would be me. But
So you're gonna try it right here,
let's
live
see.
on the air? Or?
Should we go mucho mango or green tea?
Let's go with the green tea. It's real
right.
close to you. You don't have to do anything. You just
Here we go.
crack it open and.
Wait,
All right.
some ASMR.
Okay. All right. Here we go. It's good stuff.
You gotta love that.
That's good stuff right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
Here's your review. I got mine here. Well, how was it?
What do you know? It tastes like Arizona green tea.
All right.
Wow.
All right.
Everybody gets in the spiked game.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like the spiked Welch's. Even Welch's has gotten in the alcohol game.
There's just too many. There's too many choices. But you know what? You are going to try them all, right?
Well, yeah,
That's your mission.
That's what I'm here for.
That's your mission.
If somebody puts a drink out, I will try it.
Well, we tried a concert recently. Have we only been to one concert since we've last had you on, or is it
I
concert crew?
believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to that. What do you call it? Just a not a festival, but it was a lineup of different bands.
The Bush tour.
Yeah, the Bush tour
or whatever they called it. Yeah.
So it was Bush, Jerry Cantrell, and Candlebox.
Yeah.
Right. And I didn't know this.
Fuse, yeah.
Candlebox. This is like actually their 30th anniversary tour, but supposedly, the Who have had many of these, but they're like, this is our last tour. This is it. This is our last tour.
I think
they
probably meant the last in Phoenix because of how hot it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the, who is it? Bush, he was having some problems like singing. He's like, it sounded like he was out of breath. And I was like, that's probably because he's not used to 120-degree weather.
It's the perfect venue for summer booking in Arizona.
It doesn't make any sense.
Just 100 plus degrees, no lawn seating.
Why do they do that? Wait, they should have. Well, I don't know. I guess they have venues that are, but are there bigger venues? The only venues that they have that are covered for that big are like the stadiums, right?
Yeah, I mean the Footprint Center and the Cardinal Stadium, but I don't know, unless it just costs more to rent those places, and
I'm sure it does.
And they're like, it's on the open. Fuck it. We'll survive the heat.
Yeah. And I was there because I really wanted to see Jerry Cantrell. And it's funny because Jerry Cantrell, he sang quite a few songs with Alice in Chains, but he didn't sing a lot of those songs, and instead he had a guy that filled in for Lane Staley, and I'm like, okay, then why aren't you touring as Alice in Chains if you're going to do that? Because
it's the old bait and switch.
I wanted to hear you sing some of your songs that I didn't hear with Alice in Chains, because I've seen Alice in Chains, the new version of Alice in Chains. I've seen them live, and I was like, oh, well, wonder if he ever goes on tour solo, then he'll do some of the songs that I really liked here. So my takeaway from that show was I can tell that he's just not comfortable being a frontman, which is,
I mean,
it makes sense.
Everybody's got their role that they like, and his is behind.
He writes.
His is a step behind.
Yeah, he wrote most of the songs. He's clearly the leader. I mean, but he does the music, but he's just not comfortable being the front guy.
Yeah, he should have called up Casey.
Oh, yeah,
Casey Jones.
Yeah.
He would have.
That'd have been interesting. That'd have been fun.
That'd have been pretty awesome.
I would have liked that. that. Yeah. We have this guy Casey Jones who's going to be coming up and singing some songs here. No, but I wish that he would have done any of these songs. So I wrote down the songs that I wish he would have done. I don't know why I wrote them down, but I'm going to say them anyway. He didn't do Your Decision. He didn't do Over Now, Brother, Don't Follow, Heaven Beside You, and Leave Me Alone from the Cable Guy soundtrack, which I love that song. Didn't do any of those. Kind of disappointing, but he only had, I don't know, 12 songs that he did. Or something.
He was the middleman.
Yeah,
he was the one to kind of break up.
Didn't we all agree too, by the way, that Candlebox actually, they're probably my least favorite of the three acts, but they sounded the best.
Oh well, yeah,
it sounded amazing.
Once whatever act came on, and then they came out, they actually had the crowd going, and everybody was into it.
It sounded great. Bush sounded pretty good, but I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so what else happened, Eric? What else is going on? Oh, Rich Falls, your boy Rich Falls.
Rich Falls.
The Bears.
I say Bears 52-14.
74-2.
He was all excited. He was all stoked for his quarterback.
Oh, you mean the greatest Bears quarterback of all time?
He was in the Hall of Fame before he even played. Caleb Williams.
Hey, he's just on it. He's a different kind of player.
For people that don't know what we're talking about, he is the Bears' #1 overall draft pick. And I don't think I've seen a guy this hyped, maybe ever.
Oh, and it wasn't just Rich that was hyping him up. It was everywhere. He was everywhere.
all over. But yeah, so he's kind of I guess he's doing a little bit better now. But,
he's arrived.
Oh yeah.
In the famous words of Rich, he's arrived.
Look, if we don't go and win the Super Bowl this year, it's a complete failure on my end. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess he's better than McMahon. He's better than Fields. He's better than Trubisky, Cutler.
Oh yeah. What about
just a step above all of them?
Yeah, Trubisky. Yeah. What about who's the Rex Grossman? What about, is he better than Rex Grossman? He took him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I mean, does that count? Does that matter? In the presence of Caleb Williams, does that matter?
Yeah. Maybe we should stop talking about the Bears. Rich is probably throwing his phone against the wall.
If he's listening to this, he's like, these motherfuckers.
Look, there's no way I'm listening to this garbage.
If Rich could call in live right now, he would.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Should we call him? He's like, I'm at the sports bar with Anna.
Yeah, if there was like how they do on the things, our lines are blowing up.
Right.
And it's all Rich. It's just Rich calling from 7 different phone numbers.
It's Rich. The lines are blowing up. He's like, he's called from every phone at the he's on a pay phone. He's on Anna's phone. He's on his phone.
He's got everybody in the bar like, hey, call in right now. Calling. You need to call in Josh and Friends podcast.
That'd be awesome. Please hold. Josh and Friends podcast. Please hold. That'd be awesome. Eric, what else is going on? I guess we're sticking with sports.
Entertainment.
Yes, there you go. The big documentary the Vince McMahon documentary. What is the official title of that documentary? Was it Vince McMahon or what was it?
It was I don't.
McMahon, the fucking weirdo.
I mean.
So anyway, all right. So I watched this, and I made sure that you watched this, but I watched this because, well, I mean, he is a fascinating guy.
Oh yeah, you guys didn't even. No, I had already watched it when it came out, and
yeah,
I'm like, again.
You didn't. So you didn't really learn much, right? Because I mean, you're pretty much an expert on WWE and all wrestling.
I mean, for me, a lot of the stuff. I mean, for most wrestling fans from Vince's era, there's a lot of stuff that you've already heard or at least have heard of. So there wasn't a whole lot of new information. I mean, even during the interviews with McMahon, like he's always been that way where he's not a big talker of himself, hates to get emotional. And a lot of the times you don't know where Vince stops and Mr. McMahon begins.
Yeah, so I had a bunch of notes that I took from this, and hopefully you could fill in some of the questions that I may have. But
all right,
I don't know anyone, like I said, that knows more about wrestling than yourself. I mean, Rich knows a lot.
Yeah,
but your knowledge dwarfs anybody that I've ever met, and it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. Like my brother and I were talking about this the other day. You know, if we were going to go on like one of those game shows, like, we have like categories for each one, right? Like, so if like there's a sports category, I mean, overall sports, we're doing Rich Falls or,
of course, or,
Mr. Velasco.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we have like, some general music questions, I can take those. I can try to attempt to take those,
No, yeah. You say
if it's past 2013, I might have some.
I think you would do better than just attempt.
Might have some problems, in the latter day years.
2010s.
Yeah, 2010s. Yeah. What else? Bears? Obviously, we have Rich. No, but
Rich,
if we have like weed and painting, that's my brother.
Obviously,
nobody's gonna beat my brother in that, right?
No, I don't think so. No.
What else? Anybody else? What else we got here?
Let's see. Neil Diamond. If you got Neil Diamond, that's Jen. Or anything soft. Any music that's soft, that's Jen.
Lyrics. She knows all the lyrics.
Soft lyrics.
Songs. I don't know any of the lyrics to any songs. Jen's the lyric person. Yeah. So anyway, it's fascinating to me because I don't know anything. Well, I know a little bit here and there, like when I watched the 80s.
Attitude Era, because I mean that was
the 80s when I watched back in the day. But yeah, obviously like when it exploded. But even then that era, I know Stone Cold and
there's like names that will always stick out to everybody, even non-wrestling fans.
Right.
Names you're gonna know.
Right. But some of the craziest takeaways that I took from this documentary were that Vince McMahon, Mr. McMahon, the business, and I almost kind of respected this. The business came first over everything in his entire life.
Oh, yeah.
Over his wife, over his kids, anything. Over the lawsuits.
Oh, come on now.
Anything. Yeah. Anything was more important. Or nothing was more important than the business. And who was the chick that they had in there that sued him? And I think she won. And then she came back.
Oh yeah, that was Sable.
And he just turned it right into his well, I'm just going to turn it into like another storyline here.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar's wife now.
Fucking crazy.
I want you to meet your new assistant, Sable. Whoa.
And when it came down to it, he didn't care if you stabbed him in the back or talk shit about him. If it was going to make money,
if it's good for the business,
yeah, he will do it. He's not one to. He's not big on like apologies, and he'll always talk about like the biggest no for him would be like no shows, like wrestlers that would just not show because that's advertising.
Really.
And that was probably like one of his, I guess, pet peeves. Like if somebody's being advertised for an event or for a show and they just no show, that was to him, that was like the ultimate disrespect, but it ties into the business.
Crazy. I just could not believe that was nuts. And you know what? The other thing, some of these storylines were insane. So I there was one where he made out with one of the wrestling chicks in front of his wife on stage.
Yeah.
And the storyline was she's like in like a comatose state, like in a wheelchair, and you explain that. Like what
so in the storyline
with somebody.
Yeah, no, so basically his wife just through all the shit he does, she has like a mental breakdown and it's just complete wheelchair bound, comatose, she's on screen, doesn't talk for like months.
So bad.
And then Trish Stratus, you know, the hot diva at the time, works her way in with Vince, and I mean, typical story of an employee working up with the boss and, you know, trying to get that better position. And yeah, he didn't care. He'd make out with her in front. He had her when he was having her bark like a dog.
Bark like a dog. Come on. Tell me you're sorry.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
What about the storyline where where apparently he wanted to impregnate his own daughter Stephanie, and they were like, nah, we're gonna put the
his daughter didn't want that. Like Stephanie was, because they even before, like, they had asked her about it, and she was like, she vetoed it like immediately. Like,
what the fuck? Have you ever seen anybody that loved being a villain like as much as this guy?
No, but
it's crazy.
I mean, like, even some of the stuff they didn't talk about, just like, because you got to remember, he's the one that's coming up with these segments.
Yeah.
These skits, so to speak, and to have to be there, like in the script you're writing is to somebody to make out with your wife or somebody to make out with your daughter, and he's there basically directing the entire thing, and
it's such a weirdo.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's wild, man.
I don't know.
I like. What about the part where, I mean, again, I'm just reiterating shit that you've known for 15, 20 years or whatever, maybe longer. But when his daughter comes out and all the people in the crowd are like slut, and then they like pan over to him and he's like, yeah, he's like, and then he's basically like, yeah, they're like, what did you think about that? He's like, the audience was engaged. All I could think about was like, hey, that's good ratings.
Yeah, no, he didn't do what his dad, like how he talked about his dad didn't want him in the business, but once his kids were there and if it worked, it made sense, then
it really, the very beginning
it.
of that was telling, because I was like, oh, that's kind of how he became the guy he is.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it was just a different time back then too. Like back then, there's a lot of older generation wrestlers that didn't want their kids to get into the business, but just because of how it was back then. Like,
yeah, I mean,
cutthroat.
And if it's all really, it's like, all right, well, I'm going into it whether you like it or not.
But then Vince himself, he always wanted to be a wrestler, and he was always. That's why, like, when you look at his prime in the '80s and the '90s, they're all muscle bound.
Oh Jesus, he's so fucking roided out.
It was
so ridiculous.
Muscles bigger than life.
Eric, I used to laugh about this back in the day. Like, so people have like a frame, right?
Yeah.
He looks like a normal framed guy, right? But then
then he takes off the sweater.
It's just these giant, like, just fake muscles. I was like, all right, like, you're so roided. It's so hilarious to me. Eric, I think, and when they started showing those, those clips of him with Bob Costas and stuff. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
that is so uncomfortable. He's like, and he leans in. He's like,
you want to let me finish here for a second, pal? Shut your mouth and let me answer the question, all right? I'll be happy to answer.
He's like, I just want to just wring his fucking neck. And I'm like, oh my God. And it looked like he was going to Jim Rome him.
Oh no, I remember watching that, like when the Bob Costas used to do those HBO Sports.
Yeah.
That 1 hour show, and they had McMahon on there, and he definitely, he's leaned in, got right in his face, and I was like,
crazy.
I mean, a part of me kind of wanted Vince to slap the shit out of him, just because I mean, I was always going to be on the
Jim
wrestling
Stossel
side. John Stossel.
Oh, John Stossel.
Fake violence in the wrestling ring led to this real-life brutality.
I think this is fake.
You think it's fake?
What's that? Is that fake? Huh? What the hell's wrong with you? That's open hand slap, huh? You think it's fake? You come like that? Easy. Huh? What do you mean? Fake.
Yeah.
He was disrespecting all the guys and like
of course, and
the sport.
Yeah, no, I mean, and again, McMahon will deny it and whatever, but I mean, everybody knows that he probably did order like, hey, teach this guy a lesson, show him he wants to talk shit, show him what he's in for, and he got slapped twice and fell down, and then cried about his broken eardrum and ear pain and whatever else, all that bullshit he was talking about.
It's crazy, man.
Even Richard Belzer.
Belzer, yeah.
Belzer, yeah.
It's called a front chin lock. How about it, T?
Keep like that for a little while.
He made me unconscious in his arm. And then he let me go. He let me drop to the floor. And I was unconscious, went to the floor, hit the back of my head, blood gushing out.
And he ended up suing because of his
That
injury.
one, dude, that's like still a crazy clip to see.
Oh, yeah.
That's like disturbing. It could have been a lot worse than what it was.
Oh, no. If you watch it, too.
He's
like,
completely out.
No, when you watch it, like when he stands up, his back is facing Hogan. You just see like Hogan's eyes go wide.
Oh, gosh.
And that's because he sees that blood just coming down.
Oh, my God. So crazy.
That's the definitions of fuck around and find out.
Oh, my gosh.
Fuck around and find out.
Eric, are you ever not on the side of the wrestler? All right. So, Eric, I also saw they talked a little bit about the WCW, right? And that was kind of interesting when they talked about that and eventually taking it over. It's a famous story. Taking Vince showing up on that show.
Oh, yeah.
That's genius. That's another genius part. But have you seen, I'm sure you have you seen the docuseries of like who killed WCW?
WCW was on top. Then it burned to the ground. Betrayal.
I have my suspicions.
Greed.
It was like a pool of sharks.
Disaster.
I was invading their world.
A 4-part must-see event. Who killed WCW?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay. So they basically dissect the downfall of World Championship Wrestling, which is WCW. And I didn't realize there's a couple takeaways from this one too. I didn't realize that, and this is pathetic, that David Arquette, the guy from Scream.
Because of my boyish good looks, muscle mass has increased my acceptance as a Sears police officer.
Yeah.
The horrible actor.
Officer Dewey.
Won the heavyweight world championship.
I wouldn't call him horrible actor. Have you seen Ready to Rumble? That was pretty good.
He's horrible. He's awful. But he won the championship in 2000.
Who can throw the pinball here? Spear by Arquette. Oh, Jared's got the belt. Kimberly went towards Arquette. 1, 2, 3. What's going on here? David Arquette won the world title. He couldn't walk 10 minutes ago, and he's got the strap.
That's it. What a joke, dude.
Yeah, he was world champion.
And who's the guy, the black dude? He's like,
oh, Booker T.
Yeah, and he was like, he comes out, he's like, how many championships have you won? He's like,
yeah,
haven't won any. And he's like, oh,
Gotta knock off a couple more to get that title.
Yeah, and then Arquette looks back on it now, like he knows it was fucked up. But I mean, it's one of those things like they're just anything that would create controversy
or get ratings. Yeah,
they're gonna throw it
Kinda
out the
like
wall. But by then WCW was already at a point where they were just kind of trying whatever they could, and for them, I mean,
it was cringy to watch like that Vince Russo guy.
Oh,
holy shit! Was he as douchey back then as
he
is?
He's still douchey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
dude, I was watching that going,
that's him.
oh my God, this is like, this guy's like a creep.
That is definitely 100% how he is, and even nowadays he talks shit about the product, and every now and then he'll give us an opinion, and he'll cause a stir online. And
now, it was weird, like when they kept showing clips of that, like there was a lot of swearing in WCW. Now, was that for both leagues? Or was that the Attitude Era?
Yeah, during the Attitude Era. Yeah, there was.
I was like, you son of a bitch! How are you? And they're like just saying like real swear words like on these shows, you know.
Yeah, but, no, they had there was one segment that WWE did that they got in pretty big trouble for, and that was with Stone Cold breaking into another wrestler's house and the other wrestler, Brian Pillman, pulling a gun on him.
Oh my God.
And they showed it on live TV, and then the show, like as the show ends, the screen goes black and you hear the gunshot, and then that was the end of Raw. That was the end of the episode, and the network wasn't too happy about that one, and they had to release a press statement afterwards.
Did they ever show nudity on these like shows?
We're not during the like the Raws and the Nitros,
but the pay-per-views.
But in pay-per-views, there were instances. Yes, there was one they did in UK where a wrestler had jumped on a referee's shoulders because she lost the match, and Sable was the other wrestler. Well, Sable rips off her top, and of course she's not wearing a bra, just full on topless, and of course she doesn't cover herself immediately. Like it takes a couple seconds for her to cover herself, and then there's been multiple nip slips.
Is that why this era is the greatest era ever?
I mean, it was definitely
swearing and guns and chicks pulling off their tops on accident.
Yeah, no, and even like Triple H and DX, they would point to women in the crowd and they would get women to lift up their shirts, and I mean, it was just a different time back then. A lot of
remember like all those girls
bikini matches.
Yeah, they all pose for Playboy and stuff, right? Like,
yeah,
I mean, it's almost all of them, right?
No, well, they had an agreement, so every year, basically, around WrestleMania season, would be another diva to pose for Playboy.
Okay,
and
that makes sense.
Right around WrestleMania, yeah.
You have all those issues, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep,
got them all. We got them all. Even ones that some of them did outside of WWE. I have those. Trish Stratus had turned it down multiple times, and
you turned her down?
No.
Oh, you're like, that's not happening.
No, she talks about how that was the worst thing she ever did to her fans was not pose for Playboy.
Oh, she didn't pose for Playboy.
She didn't. No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, I mean, come on, Trish Stratus. Like, of course, they came to her multiple times.
Was she like the top dog as far as like
she was? No, women? She was the one involved with the McMahon story. The one he was making out with. Yeah, so she used to be a supermodel. And
really? Wow.
Blonde.
Is she the hottest? Is she the hottest one that's ever? Who's your top 3 hottest ever WWE girls?
Okay.
Don't mean to put you on the spot here, but I'm sure you've put this list together before.
Well, all right. So I'm just gonna, and you probably won't recognize these, but number 1 would be Zelina Vega. She's a current diva.
Okay.
And number 2 would probably be why am I blanking on her? I know who I want to say, but I'm blanking on her name.
Miss Elizabeth.
No, Miss Elizabeth was never in my I don't know, she was I guess too good. She was never
she's kind of a prude.
Yeah. Yeah.
You never saw her in Playboy, that's for sure.
No. But there was even female wrestlers in other promotions that posed for Hustler. Wow. Ones that went on to make like obviously adult videos.
The girl? Yeah, who's the girl that got fired and then she went on to like make millions of dollars on?
Oh, that was Mandy Rose.
That's crazy.
Yeah, OnlyFans.
Got to be up there.
I mean, Mandy's good. I wouldn't put her in my top 3.
Okay.
As good as she is, but
okay.
So all right, so Zelina Vega. Number 2, I know who I want to say. I'm just Elektra Lopez.
Elektra Lopez.
Yep,
okay,
she's current.
Okay, all right.
And then number 3 may have to be. She's no longer with WWE.
China.
Aaliyah.
Oh, Aaliyah. Let me hear you go back, forth.
If I had to, if I have to go choose 3 right now, those would probably be my 3.
Okay.
Mandy Rose is. I mean, she's attractive.
Yeah, she's mildly attractive. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably a Matlock 7.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your list. I appreciate your list, buddy. That was good stuff. All right. Okay, let's move on. For people that, aren't really into...
tired of hearing about wrestling?
Hey, listen, I can listen to it all day. I just have to look up these names, when I...
Oh, well, yeah.
We'll post these.
We'll post videos or photos.
We'll put it up. We'll put it up. Okay, so moving on, I wanted to talk a little bit about some Halloween topics, Eric. Some Halloween stuff here. Nothing crazy, just some random opinion questions, maybe some trivia, and some either-ors, okay? So,
all right, okay.
So, yeah, these are going to be some questions for you here.
Wait.
All right.
Wait.
So, first question. What is the scariest movie that you've ever seen?
Ooh, scariest. I would probably Exorcist. Going back to my childhood, yeah. Exorcist, because it's like
that's a pretty crazy story. Did I ever tell you about the time that I showed that to Lee? You remember when? I don't know if you remember this. They re-released that movie, with extra footage and the stuff that they're like. Listen, this was too extreme for when it came out in 1973, and it was nuts. The stuff that they actually put in there.
Where she's walking back, down the stairs backwards or some shit.
What the fuck? No, I remember Lee was watching. Lee's not a scary movie guy. He's not into them. And I remember Lee goes, he's sitting in this chair, the blue chair that was like in our living room. Yeah. And he looks over at me and he goes, what the fuck, dude? And I go, and I look at him and he goes, dude, the fucking hairs on my fucking arm are all standing up. And I'm like, I told you, dude. It's like, it's a creepy ass movie.
It was scary. And I think,
can you imagine seeing that fucking thing? And I mean, seeing it now is creepy.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing it in 1973, I heard there was like big uproar.
The manager of the National Theater in Westwood says that there indeed are at least a dozen people who faint or become ill during every showing. But The Exorcist is still drawing sellout houses for every performance, complete with lines around the block. I spent an evening in the lobby just to see if people really do come stumbling out in the middle of the picture, as reported. They did, so I asked them why.
It just scared me to death. Things just like this really scare me to death. I'm just nervous. Oh God, I can't believe it.
I think it's disgusting.
Why?
I don't know, it doesn't, it doesn't make me want to get sick like everybody says. My legs are just going, and I want to go in the lobby and not watch it, and I have to cover my ears.
What was it that made that happen?
Just when she started talking like devil coming out of her.
And like just the idea of itself of exorcisms has always been a very controversial thing. And a lot of people, especially the ones that believe in it. I mean,
and the special effects were amazing.
Oh, yeah.
They're amazing in that movie.
Yeah. And that's so fucking weird. Like movies from 70s, 80s, effects wise are sometimes a lot better than the shit they do today. I look at, like any Eastwood Western. I'll take any Eastwood Western over Westerns nowadays. 'Cause it's so fucking CGI.
The only thing about those
graphics.
movies, the only thing about the old Westerns is like they're just kind of slow. Well, I guess that's all movies though. They're like really slow paced, but like they're very more realistic.
Exactly.
Like, oh, he actually looks like he's been out in the sun for fucking
exactly. Yeah.
months and years. Like he's just all sunburnt. He's like, dirty. And it's like, and I think that was kind of like part of his deal. Like Clint Eastwood was always kind of like, aren't Westerns supposed to be kind of like dirty and
I mean that's
John Wayne, like it's all like cleaned up and like he looks like he just got out of a studio and he's like okay.
John Wayne.
I remember I had nightmares about Jaws when I first saw Jaws, Poltergeist, and Amityville.
Poltergeist was a pretty good, a good one. Yeah,
it's like a clown reaching down from under my bed and grabbing my leg. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Eric, is candy corn the worst candy?
No, I love candy corn.
What is the worst?
I actually just bought some freeze-dried candy corn off TikTok.
Freeze-dried candy corn?
Yeah, freeze-dried.
I don't know what that is, but
no,
I'd try it.
Have you ever had freeze-dried stuff?
No, is that where they do the Skittles and stuff like that?
Yeah. So
I've heard of it.
Basically it's like, I don't know the whole process, but it's like taking out all the moisture.
I mean,
or whatever they do, and it just makes the candy crunchy.
It's universally, I don't know why. Everyone hates candy corn. I don't know why.
Not this guy.
Okay. What about black licorice? You like black licorice?
Not a fan.
Oh, there we go. We got it.
Not a fan.
What's your go-to candy bar?
Do you like black licorice?
I do like black licorice.
Oh.
I'm team black licorice.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about that? All right.
Anyway. I don't even know how to respond to that.
So, okay, Eric, if you poured out like all your candy when you were like trick-or-treating.
Okay.
Let's just say now.
Okay.
Because you look like you'd be a guy that go trick-or-treating. You're like,
is that a fat joke?
You're like the 6 foot, like, trick-or-treat. Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah. No, I had to stop trick-or-treating early on because I was.
Oh, yeah.
I was that kid that was.
I have a full beard and
I was bigger than everybody else. I'm like, all right, this has got to stop, unfortunately.
Okay, so what candy bar is your favorite?
Snickers.
Okay. I love Snickers.
Yep.
I mean, most of the candy bars are pretty good, but
yeah.
What about okay. Well, we'll get to some candy here in a little bit.
Okay.
All right, Eric. So, did you ever know somebody that found a razor blade in a candy bar?
Never. Not once.
I want to meet somebody that has actually found this. They said that that happened a long time ago, but I don't know. Do you think it's just like an old wives' tale or what?
I feel like it's an old wives' tale because parents just want to check the candy beforehand and pick out what they want. I mean, who's going to go through the process of unwrapping a candy, putting a razor in it, wrapping it back up somehow to where it looks like it hasn't been opened?
It's so ridiculous. I was always like fascinated by that. I'm like, how did somebody do that?
Yeah, and I found like any candy that was already open, and we would just throw away. But never once found a razor.
Did you ever accept an apple?
Never was offered an apple.
I had an apple
does
once. There's this angry lady that would give apples to
Sounds
kids.
like a dentist.
Well, she wasn't a dentist. I don't know what she was, but she was. Ugh. Anyway, okay. Eric, do you like pumpkin flavored products?
You know what I will say? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pumpkin flavored beer?
I mean, have I tried pumpkin? I feel like I've brought in pumpkin
lattes
flavored stuff here. I know I've tried some type of pumpkin alcohol before. Because, then...
I was thinking about doing a pumpkin, like, this one time we got a bunch of, like, pumpkin beers, and we did, like, taste testing and stuff like that. We, like, ranked them all. That'd be kind of a fun thing to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like, again, you know me, like, I'll just... If I see something and it's, like, it says new...
Yeah.
Or special edition...
Oh, no.
I'm like, well, shit, I gotta try it. It's new.
Do you race out and get the new pumpkin lattes when they come out at Starbucks?
No. I mean, I don't go that crazy.
Do you like pumpkin pie?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love pumpkin pie.
Good.
Yep. Of course, that's a staple.
Okay. You're up for whatever, but not black licorice. All right.
I mean, I've tried to do it and just can't. I mean, it's not that I haven't tried it. I'm just not.
It's like mustard. You're not a mustard guy.
Yeah, but again, for me, it's like one of those things where if I get a burger or a hot dog and I say no mustard and then they put mustard on it, and
You're still gonna eat it.
I'm like, all right, I'll just eat it.
I love it. All right.
Like I would prefer it without, but
okay, Eric. All right. Okay. What is your favorite slasher movie franchise?
I'm gonna have to go with Nightmare.
Nightmare on Elm Street. For me, this is just me.
Yeah.
Freddy he makes jokes about killing. He's like, he'll say like a one-liner. It's kind of funny, but
it's like, welcome to prime time, bitch.
I like my serial killers serious and mute. But I don't know. I can get into some, Freddy Krueger or
so
like
you don't like Chucky? Yeah, Chucky makes jokes all the time.
He's like, hey, you bitch. Like, okay, all right. Like, and he's all running around like.
You like Jason because he doesn't talk.
I do like Jason.
I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
He's kind of the same way, right?
But like squeals or whatever.
But Michael Myers is the same way too. Those are mute.
That's true.
Giant killers.
That is true.
I would say that Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I like Freddy because everybody has to sleep. And yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, boom.
All right. Well, I would say maybe my favorite franchise might be Friday the 13th because some of them are so ridiculous. But
oh, like
I mean, oh my God,
the fight scene in Manhattan when he's punching him.
That has got to be one of the worst.
Hitting him with everything he's got, and then he's like, "All right, take your best shot." He fucking knocks his head off. His head just goes rolling.
It's the greatest. Or like the scene where like he's down on the street. I can't remember what happens.
Oh, he's walking past those group of guys.
Yeah.
Turns around, lifts up his mask, and they all fucking freak out.
So stupid.
Yeah, I mean, see, Michael, Jason's got some comedy to him.
Yeah. But he doesn't talk.
He went to space though.
Some mystery. Oh, okay. Just all right. Moving on. Eric, do you have a favorite Halloween song? Now, there's like way too many songs to choose from, but what are a couple that stand out for you?
Dracula.
Good one.
That was a good one.
That's a great one.
Karaoke song with May.
Yeah,
that's a good
May.
One. Monster Mash, obviously.
Yeah,
that's a classic. I like Monster Mash for the video. Just watching that guy's face.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What a weirdo.
Yeah, I like it watching the video. I don't care for the song itself, but the way he does the video and his face is like
because that was before music videos, so it's like, okay, he's actually doing a lot with this.
He's fucking weird. It's I don't know how he does it, but it's weird.
Boris Pickett and the Crypt Keepers or something, or the Crypt something. Yeah. That's pretty amazing. That guy's wild.
Yeah, those are probably like the only.
What about Thriller?
Songs. Oh, well, okay. Yeah.
What about Somebody's Watching Me?
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Is that a Hollywood or a Halloween song?
It's included on a Halloween
Paranoid song.
You can't go wrong with Alice Cooper, who's the OG of like Halloween.
Yeah.
And Rob Zombie, like you said, and Ozzy's Bark at the Moon.
Okay, Ozzy, yeah.
Maiden had the Number of the Beast. There's a ton. We could just go through 10 of these, but what Ghostbusters? Anyway.
Oh, Huey Lewis? Yeah, that was a good.
Oh,
but
good stuff right there. Good stuff. All right, Eric. Now I have some trivia. See if we can see how well you do with trivia. Oh, look at this! Oh, all right, Eric. In what year were fun-sized candy bars first introduced?
Is this multiple choice?
No.
Oh shit!
But I'll tell you. Maybe.
Okay,
right.
I got it. Fun size.
Yeah.
92.
Oh my God. Okay, you're decades off.
Oh shit!
So
all right.
I'll give it, it's in the 60s.
Oh.
It's in the 60s.
68.
1961.
God damn! I didn't know they were that old.
I didn't either. All right, Eric. Which U.S. president famously loved Jelly Belly jelly beans?
Fucking Roosevelt, Ford,
Ronald Reagan.
Okay.
I love these Jelly Belly.
Yeah.
Sounded more like the Joker than Reagan.
I need some practice. All right. I need some practice. All right. In which U.S. state is it illegal to dress up like a priest or a nun for Halloween? This is real.
Oregon?
No. That's a good answer.
Like Maine?
Think about where something like that would be illegal. Where religious figures are so sacred that you're not able to dress up like them for Halloween.
It's got to be down south somewhere. Arkansas, Mississippi, West Virginia,
Alabama.
I was like,
you're in the right section.
Down south
You're
somewhere.
in the right section.
That's a real thing?
Yeah, that's real.
That's fucking weird.
Eric's like, I don't want to move to Alabama.
Like, no,
imagine like you get it. You go to jail and you're like,
I want to go to Alabama dressed as a priest during Halloween.
You get off the airplane. They're like, sir, I just want to warn you right now. This is against the law. Do you know what day it is, sir?
That is
sir?
so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, Eric.
Wow.
Okay, Eric, what is the most popular Halloween candy in the United States? Think about this. The most popular Halloween candy in the United States?
It's got to be that dollar store candy that's like wrapped in, I don't know.
Listen, this is not a
Tootsie Roll.
That's a great guess. That is a great guess. And you know what? I almost guessed that when I read off this question, but it's incorrect. I'll give you one more choice.
Oh, shit. Baby Ruth?
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you like Reese's Peanut
I
Butter?
like them. I just don't remember seeing a whole lot of those.
Okay. Okay, Eric, well, what percentage of Americans pretend they're not home on Halloween?
Oh, shit. Like 87. It's got to be up there.
Well, I mean, some people answer the doors, right?
Well, yeah.
So according to this, I don't know who took this particular survey, but the answer they said is 1 in 5 adults, which is 21%. But
No,
I think
that's a
I'm
lot-
with you. I
that's
think
a
it's a good 50% at least, right?
I mean, who goes around like, hey, just a quick question for Halloween. If kid knocks on your door, are you pretending to not be home? Like,
so stupid.
Like, I feel like this person's going door to door,
right?
Asking like, hey, just quick question
Yeah.
for Halloween, and asking them if they're alive or if they're there for Halloween. It's
so
fucking
stupid.
weird.
Okay, Eric. So according to a 2021 YouGov survey, what's the most popular adult Halloween candy? I don't know why it would be
Adult Halloween?
Yeah.
Three Musketeers?
M&M's.
I'm an M&M's plain chocolate Santa. And I'm a roasted peanut. And he's the M&M's candies man. Who dunks M&M's? Who dunks M&M's? In chocolate, take a guess. In chocolate, can you guess? Who covers them in candy? So there is no chocolate mess. The M&M's man. The M&M's man. The M&M's man. And he adds a lot of love to make it all taste good. The milk chocolate melts in your mouth, not in your hand.
I mean, I love me some peanut M&Ms. I like regular M&Ms too.
Like peanut butter M&Ms or just peanut
Just
M&Ms?
peanut. I mean, I like all of them.
I like the peanut M&Ms, yeah.
I mean, have you ever had an M&M that you're like, oh, and you spit it out, you're like, oh, what is this? What is this?
No, never have.
No.
Because they haven't made mint M&Ms. So no.
They have. I have.
Oh,
I've had them.
I've never had, so.
Would you, wait, is that another, is this
I'm
another
not
Eric
a fan.
hate
I'm
list?
not a fan of mint.
We're finding a lot of stuff that you don't like.
I'm not a fan of mint and chocolate, or mint and ice cream.
So, okay.
Like mint should be just by itself, just mint.
Is this turning into the Erik Tapia hate list?
I'll drink a mojito.
Yeah.
It's got mint. I'll drink.
Because it has
mint.
alcohol in it.
Well, I'll drink mint, but to have it with chocolate or ice cream is disgusting.
Okay, Eric. Here's this one's for you. This one's for you. Now, I think you got this one, all right? I think you
All right.
got this one.
All right.
Eric, can you guess what famous rapper was born on Halloween Day in 1967?
67.
I'll give you a hint. You're a big fan of this guy's music.
Well, I know it can't be Vanilla Ice, so that's.
It is Vanilla Ice! It is
Are you
Vanilla Ice!
fucking serious?
It is! Mr. Robert Van Winkle!
Oh, that is
Yes!
fucking
Come on,
disgusting.
Eric! Come on, give me a high five! Yeah!
Wow. I had a feeling you're going to pull some bullshit.
Yes! Yes, you did it! Good job, buddy. I'm proud of you.
Wow.
All right. Okay.
Wait, what's his real name?
Robert Van Winkle.
Enough said.
All right.
No
Okay.
comment, Your Honor. No comment.
Okay, now this one, I really like this one. What famous magician actually died on Halloween?
Houdini?
It is Houdini. And congratulations, by the way. But this is funny because like Houdini was like actually very famously known for debunking mediums and proved a lot of them were frauds, right?
Yeah.
So this is one of my favorite Houdini like stories. He promised his wife, Bess, that if it was actually possible to communicate with the dead, that he would come back to her should he die first. So what he did was he gave her a code word to like help prove this point. And it would show up like, they would go to like, she would, okay, I'm waiting for this fucking code word to come up, right? After 10 years of no success, she gave up and she stopped trying to, contact her husband.
Yep.
So in death, he actually debunked the afterlife as well. But check this out. So Howard Stern loves that story so much that I remember he did this with Valerie Harper. Do you remember that actress, Valerie Harper? She was like this, back in the 70s, she was on Mary Tyler Moore. And
sounds familiar.
She was on Rhoda. She was Valerie.
Kind of picturing her. I think that's who I'm thinking. Yeah.
So anyway, she was diagnosed with lung cancer, and it had spread to her brain.
Always leave them laughing.
So no, this is great though. This is so great. Howard had her on the show, and he asked to have her give him a word and never tell anybody else what that word is. And Howard has never told this word to anybody else either.
Well, she told it to him like in his ear, right? She didn't just announce it on air.
No, yeah.
Okay.
He goes, hey, I want you to come over here. I want you to tell me, whisper in my ear. I'm going to turn off the mic so it can't even be picked up.
Okay.
Tell me this word.
When we get off the air, I want you to give me a secret word that if you do leave this planet, I will go to psychics and I will look for the secret word that you gave me so you can get in touch with me. Do you follow what I'm saying? And if they don't know the secret word,
he must really care about you, Valerie. He never even said this to me.
Oh, you. I heard enough from you, Robin.
I'll think of a good, appropriate secret word.
The Howard Stern Show.
Since then, he's had on so many different like mediums and all these like different, psychics and stuff like that. Nobody's ever been able to give him the word. And I'm like, this is a fantastic, like, I love this. I love that she was into it, and she later, died a couple of years after that. But it was like, it was so great that like she's into that. She's like, I'm totally down for this.
I'm sure there's probably always an excuse, like the connection's just not strong enough right now, and I'm just not picking up. The spirit just doesn't want to communicate with me right now.
Yeah, she's pissed. She's like, you know what?
Like you should know. You should already know what the word is.
Yeah.
Houdini proved it years ago.
Yes.
I told you about that.
Yeah, with the whole...
He had a secret word he gave his wife.
Yeah.
So she'd go from psychic to medium to medium. She'd sit there and say, okay. She goes, I'm talking to your husband right now. And then say, okay, what's the password? And they go, what? The password that my husband gave me. Right. He said he wanted to prove whether or not they were psychics. They go, well, he's not talking about that.
Right. Somehow he doesn't want to talk about it.
He didn't want to talk about that. But that, you see, a puff of smoke will appear, and that's your husband.
What we're going to do now, Eric, is we're going to go do some would you rather questions. Would you rather?
Let's go all the way tonight.
How many, what is the percentage of alcohol?
It's only 5%.
Yeah, but they're like giant jug. It's like a gallon of...
I literally could have brought in an actual Arizona tea and it tastes the same, but I mean...
All right, Eric. Okay, so you ready for the first one?
Go for it. Hit me with your best shot.
So, Eric, would you rather have to go trick-or-treating every year for the rest of your life, or show up to every party that you get invited to in costume? It's kind of a ridiculous question to me because I'm like, I kind of dress up anyways when I go to like people's parties.
I'd probably dress up because I feel like if I went trick-or-treating every year, I feel like I'd probably get arrested at some point. Like sir, listen, there's this man at my door. No. At least with the party, I'm going to somebody's house I know.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. Okay, that's kind of an easy one. All right.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Should have taken that one out. It's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, if I'm asking a little kid, maybe they may have like a different answer, but I'm asking a grown adult. All right.
Now, if I was going trick-or-treating at Playboy Mansion circa 1990, then I'm trick-or-treating every day.
Okay. Yeah. It's pretty good. All right. Okay, Eric, would you rather sleep in the basement of a real haunted house all alone for one night, or sleep in a cemetery all alone for one night? What are you selecting here?
I'd probably have to go. Probably have to go with the cemetery.
I'd probably have to do that too.
I think because I feel like I don't know.
You're not completely trapped. You can like run away or something.
I mean, I feel like the cemetery is as scary as they probably could be. I mean, I feel like that's like the least likely place to get haunted because I would assume everybody's at peace there. But in a basement, that's
that's like usually if it's in a basement, then there's like something bad happened in that basement.
Yeah, it's like somebody got murdered, and
or someone's buried,
and
in
now
the
their
wall or
soul's trapped, and they can't get it. Yeah, I'd choose the cemetery.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. Another great logical answer by Mr.
Plus,
Erik
I mean,
Tapia.
what like 80s horror movies? There's always some type of sex scene going on near a cemetery and hot chicks, and so
okay, like some mischievous kids climbing the fence,
exactly,
like going to drink and party and have sex on graves and shit. Oh yeah. Good point, Eric. Good point. Eric's like, I might stumble into an orgy. Okay, Eric, you're all alone in your house.
All right.
And you hear a noise in the attic. Do you go towards the sound or do you leave the house immediately?
I don't know if I would just leave the house because I heard a sound. Me, I'd probably like.
Are you going to investigate? Like
I'd wait. I'd have to hear it at least like 2 or 3 more times, and then I would maybe look and see what it was. But if I just heard it once, I'm like,
okay,
I'm not gonna run out of I'm not gonna run out of the house because.
Did I just hear somebody scream in the attic? I think I'm gonna go investigate.
I guess that too. It depends on.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on.
Did I just hear a weird child like in an echoey?
Well, yeah, like if it's like just some like if I start hearing like a child like a baby's laugh, now that's fucking scary.
Yeah.
Like you're just sitting there like you have no kids, you're in your house alone, and then you just hear a little toddler laughing.
Yeah. Oh god.
That would be fucking creepy.
Yeah. I know there's no toddlers up in my. Yeah.
So if I heard that, then I might head out. But
okay, here's a fun one, Eric. Here's a fun one. So obviously, it's like a not like a real haunted house, but it's like a fun haunted house. So would you rather visit a haunted house or go through a corn maze for Halloween?
I'd probably do corn maze.
Corn maze. Have you ever done corn maze?
Nope.
I've
never done a haunted house either.
They're pretty fun. Actually, you haven't done either?
No, I mean like I've done like haunted houses that people set up, walk through, but
but not an actual like haunted house.
Yeah, I feel like with those, it's too hard or too easy for people to make a profit off of that and just set shit up, and you don't know what's.
I remember
legit or not.
The old famous house in Auburn, Washington, way back in the day, Cube 93, the cool like hip rock station, but it was like a pop station back in the day. They'd have these big haunted house at the famous Neely Mansion in Auburn. And it was like this old like mansion, like in the middle, like all these like fields and everything. And it was like, that scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid. It was awesome. It was cool.
Well, no, I mean, like corn maze sounds like it would be fun. Just like
it's okay.
Well, it's like where is it at in Jerome? Like that haunted hotel,
right?
From Jerome, that's been on like Unsolved Mysteries and other shows and stuff like that.
Stack. Yeah. That was good stuff.
No, he's fucking scary. Robert Stack on Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh yeah,
that used to scare the shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah,
he's great. All right, Eric. Would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf?
Vampire.
That's kind of a no-brainer too, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean,
well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
guess,
like, I mean, they're smart.
Mm-hmm.
They live forever.
As long as it's not a fucking sparkling in the sun Twilight vampire.
Oh, no, we're talking real classic vampires.
Okay.
The cool vampires,
And then vampire.
They have enhanced senses. They can turn into bats and fly around. Oh, come on. This is what a dumb question this is.
They work at strip clubs called the Titty Twister.
Oh, that was awesome. Okay, Eric, what is the one horror film that everyone should watch? Eric's like, did you say whore or horror?
I mean, I have to be Exorcist. I mean, that's a staple. It's just hard to like, even like, because in recent years, horror films.
Yeah,
it's hard to judge.
There's been some pretty good ones, but like I always like the original Scream.
Tatum, just get in the car.
Hello, Sydney.
I thought that was a pretty fun movie. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good.
Because it's scary, it's funny, it's like, it's like a lot of different. I mean, I remember seeing that movie in the theater, and we used to go in there. Like if we were seeing a movie that was out at that time, we'd go walk in to that movie just to see it again. And we'd watch. It was so fun to watch the people when Fonz would come on. Everyone go, Fonz! Because he wasn't in a lot of stuff, before that.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was in Waterboy and stuff after that. But like, that was really funny. Like, Fonz!
Yeah, because he played the principal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Henry Winkler, yes. So just a couple more questions, Eric. Eric, what is the most overrated horror film of all time? The most overrated.
I mean, for me at this point, I kind of feel like it's the Annabelle series.
Okay. Is that the one with the doll?
Yeah.
The doll, yeah.
Or maybe it's just because, I don't know, maybe because they just branched off too much.
Is there a bunch of these movies?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because there's like Annabelle, then there's The Conjuring, and then there's other shit that's part of it. I'm like, okay. I mean,
is The Conjuring part of that movie?
Yeah.
Is it really?
It's part of that whole universe or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. You know what movie I kind of thought was like, I just don't understand how it's on everybody's top 10. I mean, think of how many horror movies there are. There's tons. I liked this movie. I just think it's way overrated. Get Out. I liked it. I liked it.
Okay,
I liked it. I definitely liked it. And I thought it was like cool and creative. And I was like really into the story and everything. But people are like, it's the greatest. Like, it's in my top 8 horror movie. And I was like, really? Like,
I think
really? Like, it's hard.
I think it's one of those things where like it's
scary to be in that situation.
Is it a horror movie? Yes, in a sense, but it's like psychological horror to where it's more like of a deeper, like a deeper meaning horror.
Yeah, well, and if you were like in that situation, like,
yeah, fuck that. Yeah,
that's kind of like I always recommend, and I think you saw this with us, The Descent.
Yeah.
Movie's fucking.
Watch that. Yeah, and then we watched that
movie's
and then the second one just like picks right up, and she's like, yeah, I might have been trapped in that first one, but yeah, I'll go back with you guys. Let's go.
Yeah, well, shut up.
Like, come on,
stop,
dumbass.
Stop.
Like, you just went through all this stuff, and now you're gonna go through it again. Like, no.
Yeah. So, Eric, last question. Are you going to be part of our costume this year, or are you going to go solo? Are you going to ride solo?
Oh,
because I mean, we're getting down to the wire here, buddy. We're getting down to the wire.
I mean, I just thought it was going to be. I think it was easier than.
And don't say it out loud yet.
I think it was harder than I anticipated.
It's really hard.
I was I was like, wait a minute, this is.
I don't know if it can be done.
Yeah,
I mean, without an actual like Hollywood makeup artist
putting in
like helping us
some work. I'm like, this is like, because I thought I could go online, look something up, and bam, boom, boom.
You would think that would be an easy thing to get, like to put together, but it's not.
I'm like, okay, this is so.
Of course, people don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
But I mean, there's other options. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no, there are. You know what? That's what we're going to do tonight. After the show, we are going to brainstorm a costume for Eric, because I don't think it's happening. And the backups for the backups aren't going to work either. They're just not. Unless you wanted to. They're just not. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
I mean, in the end, when I think about it, I mean, we have Josh, Jen, Andy. They're all.
Oh God, here we go.
They're all what you consider main roles, main characters.
Yeah,
and then Eric, is like. cameo.
Well, okay. It's just because what we picked. It's nothing else.
Eric's a cameo.
Was there anything more perfect than you in as the super villain?
Well, that was
fantastic.
That was good.
That
was easy.
I could never.
I didn't have to talk all night. I would just stand there and look pissed off. And,
right. Remember, I kept telling Jen kept smiling. I go, stop smiling.
Well, because Jen was like happy, and then when she was sitting at the bar, she was like, she got in character.
Yeah.
But then when we stood up there on stage, she just couldn't help herself. She just kept smiling.
Fucking Jen. Oh, good times. Good times. I love Halloween. I'm glad that you were able to sit down and we were able to discuss some.
That's another thing we got to figure out, like not where, but how many are we hitting up Halloween?
Oh yeah, how many places? How many places are we gonna hit up?
Yeah, we want the older generation.
Oh, it has to be. It has to be an older generation. It has to be an older generation. It has to be. I remember when we went to. Remember, me and Jen went to Ernie's, this bar in Scottsdale, and we were dressed up as
Peg and
Alan Peg Bundy, and nobody knew who we were. I was like, all right, okay, we're too old. We're too old.
But I feel like
I was even singing the theme song.
I feel like even the older people, they're just too fucking stupid to.
They're like, oh, this is in the style of Frank Sinatra. Oh yeah, I like Frank Sinatra. I'm like, no. Okay, all right, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
All right, any final thoughts, Eric? Anything? Because you're fresh out of alcohol. You need a refill, buddy. You need some. Poor guy. He's thirsty over here.
Right. Well, I mean,
we're in Arizona. Arizona, drinking Arizona.
Who knows if they're watching this, then maybe they can sponsor.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be amazing. Just put them back. Put them back in the front.
I mean, I'm just glad I didn't buy a 12 pack because then again, who knows? I could have gone. No, I like them.
Oh, okay.
They just taste like tea, and could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Maybe I'm drunk and I just don't know it. I don't know.
All right, Eric.
But they're only 5%. So
we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna leave it there because we gotta get some. You gotta get some more stuff in, some more Arizona. Did you bring more Arizonas?
No, that was it.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna try the Andy beer.
There you go. All right, buddy.
Should have brought that up here.
All right. Well, any other final thoughts?
No, I think the sideburns I'm just gonna keep until my beard grows back out, and then who knows what I'll do next.
I like it. Who knows? It's a good look on you. It's a good look.
World Wrestling Federation, what the world is watching.
All right. For Erik Tapia, I'm Josh, and as always, thank you.
Thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend.